composure, this my kingdom, nigga, stay back. We had a couple of moments, you had a choice, nigga, own it. Your real colors, they showing. I'm real, nigga, I'm focused. When I come around, I'm fly with it. Stay moving, do buy with it. New sound, just vibe with it. Same truth and we die with it. I see it like it's an obstacle. I never sit on the fence. Nothing to me is impossible. Music of means to the end. Most of the shit is illogical. All of y'all niggas depend on what they pretend. Just think with your head, stop looking at trends. You wearing your eyes like it's topical.
Clearly now, the pain is gone, the fame is on, and they play my songs. Yeah, it's real. Yeah, it's real.
Yeah, I ain't talk is talk, and move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change the way. Got things to do, I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way back. Find your way back, nigga, find your way back. I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way back. Find your way back, nigga, find your way back. New era, I got y'all. Real game, we pop off, no knockoffs. Open eyes, we watch out. Mobilize, won't cop out. COVID-19 cops out, don't flop now. Open skies, we fly now. New agenda, they try now. Most y'all getting real scared of the headlines, we find out. End game getting real near. If you don't know, you behind now. Behind the times, government hide behind the lines. Most brands trying to monetize. All of us have to stay inside, don't socialize. Talk is talk, and move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change the way. Got things to do, I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way back. Find your way back, nigga, find your way back. I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way back. Find your way back, nigga, find your way back.
Papa Swoleo,
The
bitch.
sun is shining. The birds are
Come
chirping.
on, baby.
The
Come on.
bacon
Come
is
on, Friday
sizzling.
freestyle up in this
Welcome
bitch.
to the Daily Swole.
There's a bush. Testing. Testing. Is this mic on? Of course it is. Testing testicles. Big hairy ball sack. Oh. Welcome everyone to episode 14 hundo and 35 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gamecast, mancast, pimpcast, sleazecast, and slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, bustas, hustles, and yo hoes? It's your boy Papa Swoleo back with another episode, and today's episode of the podcast is brought to you by Everest and K2, flexing on all you beaches. How are we doing today, fam? Thank you so much for being here. Episode 1435, Friday freestyle. Today's swole card is step up yo shit. Step up yo shit, beesh. Step up yo shit. Step up yo shit. Can you feel it now? Say it with me. Step up yo shit. Step up yo shit. Don't be a bitch. Step up yo shit. Dun, 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 dun. I don't need some new sponsors. I don't want any sponsors of this fucking show. I don't want any sponsors of this fucking show. I don't want any. I don't want any sponsors. No sponsors. I only answer to me. I answer to these sick fucking gains. I answer to all the Swole fam. And yes, that's right. For those of you that are not unlimited members, I sent out a nice, delicious email today for everyone that wants to try a Swolga class. So for those of you, some of you got a nice little treat in your inbox. Some of you, if you're already an unlimited member, you have this class. I wanted to share a Swolga class. We've talked about this in previous episodes, but it was important for me to give a lot of people some, not like just a little insight into Swolenormous X, but to give you some actionable content that you can take, because not everyone can afford Swolenormous X. Not everyone is a part of the Swole fam completely, an unlimited member or in the yoga studio. So I wanted to give you all something that you can share with your friends, your family, anyone that needs or would require or might be interested in a little bit of movement. So of course, there's more information on the page for those of you that, hey, if you want to learn more, if you want to join, you can get more of these classes. If you enjoyed this, here's a link to getting some more, and it links to the membership page and stuff. So Very harmless, but completely free. So you can go and check it out and watch it. And if you're already an unlimited member, you already got it. You already checked out that class. I believe it was Swole Total Body. I think it was the second, not the most recent one I released, but I think it was number 3, Swole Total Body number 3. Oh, I made this announcement in the pre-roll. I talked about it. Yo, Swole fam, you guys got a new Swole class coming Monday. You got a new Swole class coming Monday. Just popped one out. It was Swole for Hips 2. So it was a hips class. Felt like doing a little hippie. So this one was great. A lot of good moves, a lot of moves that we've done before, but a great class. So really good if you have a block or two. You don't need a block, but it's really good. So a brand new Swoga class will be coming for Monday. I usually don't tell you what's going to be released, but you know, hey, I can't help myself. Just can't help myself. Monday, you'll have a brand new Swoga class. Monday, you got it. You got it. So something to get excited for. Now. Let's talk about today's YouTube video. How many of you caught today's YouTube video? If you don't know, well, now you do. If you did not catch today's YouTube video, go check it out. There is a brand new drop. I made it about Amberlynn, and we talked about playing the victim. We talked about mental health, and I had to fucking YouTube. Jesus Christ. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. And let me first off, hold on. Let me talk about the video, because I did clarify in a pinned post. I clarified in the pinned post. I mean, look, all of you watching here, you know the message. You know the message I was sending. However, if you look into the comments, which is actually kind of funny, I say funny because when people are taking medication, they get very defensive. And you see throughout the comments, people were just automatically defending, well, I take this and I'm not telling you to stop taking your fucking medication. If you're paying attention, if you're watching a YouTube video, I don't care if a doctor in a YouTube video is telling you to stop taking your medication. I never said in the video, stop taking medication. Stop taking your meds. Stop taking your fucking meds. But if you're watching a YouTube video and a medical doctor says, stop taking your meds, ignore it. The only thing that matters is your little healthcare and wellness team. Unfortunately, most people's wellness teams are broken or they're incomplete. The doctors don't know enough. They don't spend enough time with the patient. They don't go over lifestyle habits. What I was saying in the video is that if you're taking medication, I don't care if it's bipolar, I don't care if it's ADD medication, I don't care if it's OCD medication. If you're taking meds, one, that should not be the first way you go. Okay. And we all know that this system, it's like, hey, what can we put them on? Oh, your kid can't pay attention in school. Let's not go after the diet. Let's not go after exercise. Here, take this pill. Here, take this fucking pill. That's what the medical system does. That's what the sick care system does. So it shouldn't be a first direction that you go with your healthcare team. That's just my experience and opinion. It shouldn't be the first place. And no one should be just taking medication without addressing these other lifestyle factors. No one should just be taking medication without addressing meditation, yoga, exercise, nutrition, proper sleep habits, not fucking your eyes with blue light. It's just ridiculous. It's insane. And it's not like I didn't expect people to be like, oh my God, I need meds. I never say medication's not important, but I also don't like when people say that medication is such an essential part of it. Like they need it. You have to have it. You have a chemical imbalance. I'm not saying you don't need it, but at the same time, you were raised in a society where you were eating garbage food since birth. Your parents are probably eating garbage fucking food. Okay? Maybe you were never exercising. You've been eating sugar your entire life. You're obese. You know, a lot of these things can be, we don't know exactly what creates all these things. People aren't necessarily bipolar from when they're 2 years old. However, some people really do have imbalances and issues that they need medication younger. However, you also need to implement complete wellness and lifestyle approach for everyone. Literally for everyone. That is what I'm saying. No matter what you need, quote unquote need, don't need, fine. Take your medication. That's great, Timothy. Your wife has to have her medication. I'm sure she does. The problem is a lot of people start taking medication before they need to go on medication. And then guess what happens? You fucking need that medication now because you can't wean yourself off of it. Most people don't understand how addictive prescription medication is. And if you go to medication as a first line of defense, then you're never getting off of it. How many people start with medication and get off it? I mean, it's almost impossible. And I never want to say it's impossible. And again, do I have to clarify? I'm not a doctor. No fucking shit. But it's common sense. You start taking these addictive fucking drugs, and then you're never off of it. And sometimes 5 milligrams, 10 milligrams of something makes drastic changes. And in many cases, it makes drastic improvements. But then you're always on that for the rest of your life. And people never come off. And another thing, when you are on these medications, a lot of times the side effects aren't talked about. You know, I have friends and family that have been on medication and they've gained significant amount of weight. A lot of these because it fucks with your endocrine system, it fucks with your hormones, it might fuck with your thyroid, and it causes weight gain in many cases. So there's other issues that can come. You've seen the ads. You've seen the ads for medications and you hear the side effects. It might help with your bipolar, which is great. It might help with your ADD. That's great. It might help with your OCD or your depression. Fantastic. But it might also cause you to gain 30 pounds. It might also cause you chronic headaches or joint pain or sluggishness or whatever it is. So I don't claim to have all the fucking answers, but you all have to, people in general need to open their fucking eyes and not act like there's one answer and then boom, that we have to always go for a fucking pill. That's the problem. And oftentimes, unfortunately, the pill is what is gone for because there's kickbacks, because there's billions and trillions of dollars in that industry. And then once you go that way, you can't come out. And it's easy. If a doctor is trying to pay the rent, if a doctor is trying to pay their medical education bills, which can be $500,000 or more, if they're trying to pay for their nurses, their PAs, their building, their car, their yacht, all that stuff, they have to pay for it. So they need to see 20, 30, 40, 50 patients a day. Are you going to talk in depth for 15, 20, 30 minutes about someone's lifestyle habits, talk to them about nutrition, help them in depth? No, it's going to be, how are you feeling? Good. Okay, let's continue the way we are. Here's another prescription. Or, okay, I'm not feeling a little bit this. Let's try this one. Or, hey, let's up the milligrams 5. Let's go to 10 milligrams. Let's go to 20. Let's go to 30. That's how it usually works. I know this. I'm not on medication, but I know people that are, and this is how it fucking works. And if you're on medication, you can drop in the comments down below. What I want is for you to be well. What I want is for people to take control of the things they can control of. They can take control of. So if you have a chemical imbalance, naturally, genetic, it's not your fault. You're just born and the synapses are not firing properly or whatever it is, fine. You have medication. Does that mean that that's going to make all the difference? Does that mean that you're a fine, complete person and you don't have to exercise? You don't have to eat right? You don't have to sleep right? You don't have to hydrate? You don't have to... Does that mean that you can't make the same progress? If you are balanced out, let's say the medication brings you to like an even level. So then you're at an even playing field with someone who is, let's say, mentally balanced and has all their synapses, their levels in order, like the way you would want them to be, ideally, let's just say. They still have to meditate and exercise and take care of their health. So everyone does. Everyone does. Okay? And this is another issue that I mentioned. Okay. When you have a job, when you have an identity, whether it's a sport, I play baseball my whole life. I mean, I'm going to read D2H. My friend identifies heavily with his disorders. I see him more than that and capable of more than he lets himself do. This is really one of the major issues that I think was overlooked in the video. It's creating an identity based on your illness or your issue, because a lot of times it's hard to carve yourself out and carve out who you are because people don't look inside. They don't look within. They don't meditate. They don't think. They don't reflect. I played baseball my whole life. I played baseball my whole life up through college, up through sophomore year until I really fell in love with fitness and I wanted to spend more time with training in the gym rather than playing baseball. I lost interest in it after playing my whole life very competitively. So luckily for me, and fortunately for me, because I have friends that didn't have the same experience, that didn't have that replacement the way I did. My whole life, I played baseball. You know, I was the guy that played baseball. I was the best player in my town. I was the best player on my high school, you know, and then it went from there. And then eventually, you know, of course, I wasn't going to go pro. So I was great for my local level and for my area. But then as you go to higher levels, my skills kind of balanced out. My passion wasn't really in it. So I stopped playing so much. If I was hardcore obsessed and that was my life, I could have been definitely better. Would I have been able to go to the pros? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. You know, probably not, just because of you need really, I mean, it's very unique genetics and of course the passion and the hardcore work and all the things that would lead someone to becoming a professional. But I lost the interest, so that was never even an option. Okay, because not only do you have to have genetics and the skills, you have to have the passion to work your fucking ass off to make it to that level. So I found fitness and I found the gym and I fell in love with that in the last few years of when I was playing baseball. And that was something that I really hooked into. And I barely even noticed it when I stopped playing baseball because I was so burned out from that sport. I fell in love with fitness and that's what I did. And it's very easy to have fitness and being muscular and being big as your identity. And when I say I'm big, I'm not saying I'm the biggest person in the fucking world, but building muscle, being the fitness guy is easy to have an identity. It's easy to have, oh, that's my identity. I'm the fitness guy. I'm the guy who has muscle. I'm the guy who goes to the gym all the time. That's who I am. So it's very easy for people to associate with being big or being muscular. This is what I was mentioning in the podcast, I think yesterday and the day before. I mentioned a few times because a lot of people can't train at the gym and they don't have the weights at home. They don't have a full squat rack and they don't have many, many plates. They can't deadlift 400 pounds or squat 400 pounds or whatever it is. If you're a really big guy and you identify, I'm a big dude. I lift weights. Okay. If you don't have that weight at home, you're not going to maintain the muscle mass that lifts that weight, because if you're not stimulating your muscles in the same way, you're not going to maintain the same physique, the same muscle mass. You're not going to maintain the same strength unless you're applying the same type of overload. And if you don't have the same equipment and you can't apply the same type of overload, then guess what's going to happen? You're going to lose muscle mass. You'll lose strength over time. That's just what will happen. So there are a lot of people in quarantine right now. There are a lot of people in this situation that I know are losing their fucking mind. They feel skinny. They feel small. They feel like they're deflating. They feel like they're losing all their gains and they're driving themselves crazy with anxiety over this. And that's a problem, which means they're identifying, they've created their identity of being someone who lifts big, of being the big guy, of having muscle. Their identity is so interwoven with building muscle and their self-esteem that now they're at a real fucking risk of losing themselves. And that's what Amberlynn said in her video, that she lost herself. She doesn't know who she is anymore. And there's a lot of people who feel that fucking way. So I'm not making light of her situation. She's playing the chronic, ever-present victim, of course. But what's really disconcerting is the lack of accountability, the lack of personal responsibility that we have. What can you control today? Can you control whether or not you meditate today? Fuck yes. Can you control whether or not you do yoga today? Fuck yes. Can you control whether or not you exercise today? Fuck yes. Can you control whether or not you stuff your face with fucking sugar today? Fuck yes. Okay? Can you control everything around you? Can you control what the government does about the pandemic? No. Can you control when the stay-at-home orders get lifted? No. You can't control most things in your life. You can't control the weather. You can't control what other people do, what other people say. But it's very important that you don't lean on your medication as a crutch. And a lot of you are coming into this Swole fam and you're on medication. I have family members on medication. I don't want them to come to harm. I don't want them to go off and have a real negative swing and commit suicide. I don't want people to go cold turkey. That's fucking ludicrous. And again, anyone that watches a YouTube video and thinks, oh, I'm going to stop taking my medication, that's your fucking fault. You should not do that. But I did not say that. It needs to be a complete wellness approach. And that's where we're lacking in this country. It's all about, hey, take this, you'll get better. Take this, bye-bye, we'll see you in a month. Come back in 6 weeks. Hey, this isn't working. Okay, take more. Oh, this still isn't working and I feel I have a headache a lot. Okay, here, take this one instead. Because pharmaceutical reps are going to the doctor's offices all fucking day with new meds. Hey, check this out. Hey, here's a brochure. Hey, here's a lunch. Here's a breakfast. I know one of my close friends does. He's a pharmaceutical rep. All he does is has a company card and he just delivers fucking lunch and breakfast all fucking day. That's all he does every day. He sits down with doctors, sends a couple emails, leaves some pamphlets, schmoozes, and then the doctors start prescribing their meds. That's how it works. If you work in a doctor's office, you can comment below. You know it's true. All day long, you have reps bringing you food. There's donuts, there's Panera bread, there's fucking Dunkin' Donuts all day long in doctor's offices because they are brought food all day long by reps. All day long. So, another layer of this is the fact that we're getting kids on their fucking meds really early. So rather than feed your kids better, rather than exercise your children, rather than add more gym class, you're taking away PE, and then you're giving your kids ADHD medication. They can't focus. Well, you're giving them shit food, and you're sitting them in a fucking desk telling them not to move and listen to some fucking droning 70-year-old talk about Christopher fucking Columbus. It's stupid. It's worthless information. It's worthless information. Most of the stuff taught in school is fucking completely not applicable. There's a lot of good stuff to be learned from history. There's a lot of good stuff to be learned from math, but the application of math. Let's teach our kids how to do taxes, right? Stuff they're going to have to learn. Let's talk about entrepreneurship. Let's talk about, following your passion, how to use social media, how to use the internet, how to, be curious, how to acquire information, how to use critical thinking skills. There's a lot of stuff that's not done well. Okay. So we're starting kids on medication when they're very young. How do you think these kids are ever going to get off their medication? How do you think kids are ever going to get off? Where do kids go? They grew up to be adults on medication. Kids on medication grew up to be adults on medication. There are a lot of voices saying what I'm saying. It's not a popular opinion. It's not an easy thing to hear for a lot of people. But if you're putting your kids on medication, they're going to be adults on medication. And they might not be on ADHD medication. They will probably be on ADHD medication. They'll probably be on like schizo medication. They'll be on something else. They'll be on something else that comes out that's even newer or better or more powerful or more efficient and more effective. And that's not to say that everything is bad. Some people need stuff. When I say medication, I'm talking about the things that can be preventable. It's like everything else. Like, my God, if you're born without a thyroid, it's not your fault that you don't have a fucking thyroid. Like from birth, if it's not functioning, then you're born with a defect and you have to deal with it. What are you going to do about it? Right? What are you going to do about it? But I'm talking about all the problems that come from personal choices, family choices. A lot of people have issues, and I'll say quote unquote issues, because they have been fucking their face with garbage food for 20 years. You don't think that's going to cause a disorder? You don't think eating garbage food for 20 years will cause problems? 30 years? You don't think eating fast food and fucking pure sugar for 20 or 30 fucking years will cause a problem? It's called diabetes, you goddamn fucking idiots. It's called type 2 diabetes. Yes, it does cause a problem. Yes, it fucking does. It might not be bipolar. It might not be ADHD. But yeah, eating garbage food and not taking care of your health causes fucking problems. Not for everyone. Not everyone is born with a fucking disorder that can be diagnosed from when they were 2 or 3 years old. A lot of this stuff is acquired. Some of it's genetic. And a lot of it is acquired due to getting fucking eye, ear, and mouth fucked with garbage, trash, news, TV, fucking just stupid fucking people that tell you nonstop, your ear holes, your eye holes, but most importantly, your mouth hole, what you're eating, and you're not moving. That's how I see the situation, and that's the direction that I come with. And that's why I said in the video, pretty much in as many words. And of course, people heard a couple things. Oh my God, he says, don't take meds. No, I didn't. What I'm saying is it's not the fucking answer for everyone. It's not the fucking answer. I don't think anyone heard that and stopped taking medication. Anyone that says that, that's fucking criminal. But I never say that. I never say that. I never said that. You should never just fucking go off. But to pretend like a lot of these fucking issues is not caused by poor lifestyle habits. You're a fucking idiot and you're just lying to yourself and you're just flat out wrong. Flat out fucking wrong. So many issues are caused by just destroying your body for decades. And then you're going to play the victim. Oh, but I need the medication. Yeah, now you fucking do because you just ravaged your body for 30 years. Of course you need your medication now. Of course you have to have it fucking now. Because you've been fucking yourself up for your entire life. Now you need it. Now you're broken. And then there's the other problem. Now, if you think of yourself as broken, oh my God, now your identity is a broken person. And now you're trying to climb up that ladder. You see how that cycle goes? Because I don't think you're broken. I just think it's not even broken. It's just a side effect. If you assault your body all the time, eventually something's going to break. Something's going to snap. Something's going to wear down. Something's going to become imbalanced. It's like anything else with physical imbalances. If you only do stuff to the front and you're only driving a car and you're only at a desk, you're going to be internally rotated. It's called upper cross syndrome. You have internal rotation of the humerus, you have protraction, you have elevation of the shoulders, so you get really tight in your upper traps, really tight in your pecs and your lats, all that fucking shit. If you're doing the same thing over and over again, you're going to become physically imbalanced. If you eat the same crap over and over again, you're going to become mentally imbalanced, chemically imbalanced. And eventually, type 2 diabetes. Eventually, your body says, fuck you, insulin. We don't want to see you anymore. It's called insulin resistance. Insulin is so ever present, so omnipresent in the blood. Your body says, you know what, insulin, you're annoying as fuck. Insulin is like the taxi cab driver. So when you consume food, when you consume sugar, when the sugar is absorbed through the small intestines into the bloodstream, your body and your pancreas says, oh my God, there's sugar. So we need to release the taxi drivers to shuttle that sugar to where it needs to go, to the liver and to the muscle cells. So your body, your pancreas releases insulin. Insulin goes, picks up the sugar, picks up the glucose, and then takes it around to where it needs to go. But like most Americans, they don't exercise. They don't do anything. Their liver's not depleted of glucose and glycogen. Their muscles aren't depleted because they don't fucking use anything. So why is all this sugar here? No one fucking knows. So the body tries to do the best it can, triglycerides, storing it as fat, blah, blah, blah. Eventually, the cells are so annoyed at insulin, annoyed, quote unquote, that it just ignores insulin. It becomes insulin resistant. It shuts off the receptor sites essentially, and then insulin can no longer do its job because it was in excess, it was imbalanced. That's how it works. So then you're a type 2 diabetic, then you have to manage your sugar intake because if you have too much, it's not going to get absorbed and you're going to have blood sugar that's way too high and you can have a lot of fucking problems, blindness, loss of limbs, all that kind of shit. That's what type 2 diabetes is. The body's saying, fuck you, insulin. We're tired of seeing your nasty ass. That's why you always hear about complex carbs and slowing the release and eating more fiber because it slows the absorption of sugar into the bloodstream. And then you don't spike insulin. You're not releasing a ton of insulin. You're not flooding your body with insulin all the time. People drink 2 liters of soda. That's hundreds of grams of sugar. Where do you think it's going? It's going as fat until the body breaks and can no longer use insulin as a proper mechanism to remove the sugar. So then what do you have to do? You have to stop eating the sugar. But people are addicted to sugar at that point. So then they can't, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And they end up fucking getting sick and dying. That's what's going on. That's what's happening. All right. So that's my little rant on that matter, just a little follow up, but it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So if you think about mental disorders, hey, never claim to be an expert, but the facts are the facts. Not everyone needs medication. It's true. Not everyone needs medication. Everyone that's on medication, not everyone needs medication. However, if you're already on medication, let's say at the beginning of your issue, you went to the doctor. Just think about this, common sense. Think about this. You went to the doctor. Let's say you didn't really need medication. Let's say you weren't that bad. Let's say you weren't that bad. Let's say that a proper like real wellness approach. Let's say a real wellness approach was the ideal thing for you. Okay, let's say you went to the doctor and if the doctor approached it, let's say it was a functional medicine practitioner, you had a whole team, a whole wellness team, and they went over your nutrition, they went over your exercise habits, they went over everything that they should be doing or that they should be going over for you. Let's say that would have been the best approach and you would have been fine. But instead, you went to a fucking stressed out doctor, a system that's fucking stretched super fucking thin, that's really biased towards medication and kickbacks and all that shit, and they gave you a medication. All right? For 10 milligrams, for 5 milligrams. Okay. let's say they give you some medication. All of a sudden, you're taking something that creates an imbalance essentially because you're artificially replacing something that didn't necessarily need to be replaced. We're talking about someone who didn't need medication to begin with. Okay, now they fucking need it. How do you wean someone off from these extremely like dependent drugs? It's a problem. It's a problem. And it's like, you know, of course, if you need the meds, but I think we need to redefine the word fucking need. People use that all the time. People use the word need all the time. And it's not to say that you should not be taking medication. But think about this. People say when they're hungry, what do people say? Oh my God, I'm starving. Are you really starving? Like starving, like you're going to die if you don't eat? Like if you don't eat, you're going to die, like you're starving. Is that really the right word? Oh, I hate that movie. Do you really hate that movie? Do you really hate that movie? Like, is hate, is that a little bit of a strong word for a fucking movie or for a TV show? We exaggerate. Oh, I need that. No, I need that. Oh, I can't. Oh my God, I need that new makeup. I need that those new shoes. I need that new car. You need. Yo, I'm totally fine with whatever. All I want for you all to do is to be more realistic with your approach and to be more honest with yourself. That's literally what that video was about. That's literally what that message was about. If you're more honest with yourself and what you're doing, and if you realize, hey, I'm depending on medication, and not that you shouldn't take it, but you realize, oh, I'm only doing that. I'm only doing that, and I'm not taking care of my health. So if you watch that video and you realize, oh shit, I'm taking medication every day. I'm not exercising. I'm not eating right. I'm not drinking enough water. I'm not meditating. I'm not practicing yoga. You realize, oh, I'm falling short in so many fucking areas. Maybe that's adding to the issue. Maybe that's making it worse. Maybe you start tackling those other areas and maybe you never get off medication, but maybe you're taking a lot less. And then you have less side effects and less issues from taking so much medication. Maybe you go from taking 50 milligrams to 35. That's an improvement, is it not? Maybe you go from 10 to 5 or 20 to 10. That's an improvement. Maybe you never completely get off, or maybe in 10 years there's a new revelation and there's new medication that's actually better for you, healthier for you, less side effects. And now you have all those other aspects of your life. So now you're even so much better because you've been laying the framework for what you can control. It's like, my God, Jesus Christ. No one wants to take responsibility. No one wants to think that maybe they are responsible for where they are in their life. All right. And people are defining themselves as a victim. I am someone that takes medication. I am someone that's obese. I am someone that exercises. I am someone that doesn't exercise. I'm a party person. I'm this person. I'm a baseball player. I'm a weightlifter. I do CrossFit. I'm a vegan. I'm a carnivore. It's all those things. It's that identity shit. We have the fucking identity politics. We don't go into politics in this show because there's enough of that out there. But you identify you're a Republican and that's everything, your identity. That's who you are. You're a Democrat. That's who you fucking are. You're a socialist. That's who you fucking are. You're an activist. That's who you are. It's these identity type things. And when you attach your identity to something like medication, it really wears away and it really puts your self-esteem at risk. You're putting it in the control of a medication. You're putting it in control as if, I don't know, just defining yourself by a disease or an illness. It's fucked up. It's weak. It's weak. It's emotionally and mentally weak. And this is not something that you need to be off medication to have. You can really take control of your life by just thinking differently. I'm not saying anything crazy and fucking radical. What I am saying is that if you're being a lazy fat fuck and you're taking pills, you're part of the problem. That's what I'm saying. Is that so wrong? Is that incorrect? No, it makes fucking sense. It's literally the same message as it's been always. God, the stupidity of people is just it never ceases to amaze me. Right? No, it never ceases to amaze how fucking stupid and short-sighted people are. It can never be their fault. It can never be your fault. It can never be under your control. It can never be something that you can improve on. It always has to be someone else. Someone else is doing. Someone else did it. Someone else said it. Someone else made it this way. It's not me. It's that person, that thing, that illness, that disease. Oh, I have this. Oh, I have that. Oh, I have this. Have you ever seen people that fight with cancer? Like they really battle fucking illness, cancer, right? And they say, I'm not letting this disease define me. And they fight. And you see those like positive fuck cancer, all that shit. I have close friends that have battled and overcome cancer. And they're never like, I'm not, and they always say, I'm not letting this shit fucking define me. And they overcome it. And then again, you see in the profile, you know, survivor, hashtag survivor. People create their identities in different ways. That's a good identity. That's a good thing to have happen to you, right? Hashtag survivor. We want that. But you can't have that really if you let the disease define you, because then you succumb to it. It wears away at your ability to take control. It wears away at your agency. And if you don't have control, if you don't have agency, then what are you? You're just floating through doing nothing and you have no control, which in many ways can be peaceful, which in many ways can bring you satisfaction and clarity, but not that kind of releasing control. You know, taking care of your body is always paramount, but then the things that you actually cannot control, right? What can you actually not control? Like literally, what can you not control? Then don't fucking worry about that. Can you control A? Then control A. Can you not control A? Nope. Or can you not control? Can you control B? Nope. Then fuck B. Can you control C? No. Then fuck C. Can you control D? Nope. Then fuck the D. Bring it back around. Gotta talk about genitalia eventually. I think someone said in the comments, you're so immature. You talk about PPs and you're always attacking women, because I don't see guys making stupid fucking videos like this all the time. I see some. You could send them my way. There's always a problem. We talked about this yesterday. We're the fat acceptance. We're the straight male fat acceptance activists. I don't send it to me. I'll make a video. Where are they? Just seems like, I mean, there's mukbangs and I've talked about them with the dudes. It's like, everyone's always got a problem. I thought that was funny. I thought the short-sightedness and the defensiveness was real. And the funny thing is, most people in the comments that were getting defensive over it were, no shocker, on medication. Okay, all right. But I'm on it. Fine, stay on it. I'm not telling you to stop taking your fucking meds. My God. Anyway, you can always go into the comments for a good time on YouTube. And I rarely do go into the comments, but it's important to get a pulse. But I noticed a little bit higher than normal, or a lot higher than normal, thumbs down. And I'm like, oh, it's Amber Lynn. She brought the trolls, or she brought shit like that. And everyone's complaining. I don't like what you said here. That's not true. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Get a couple brain cells. Think for yourself. Analyze a little bit. Think, McFly. Think. Come on, people. Come on. Oh, my God. I know there's some dumb fucking people out there. I know there's a lot of stupidity, but really, it's just unfortunately just comes to the surface and it's like, oh God, I forgot. I think that's what it was. I saw the comments. I'm like, oh God. Every time I feel like people are generally getting the hang of shit, you have one of these experiences and I'm like, oh God, maybe not. Oops. I was getting too confident in society. Oopsies. I forgot who I was talking to. There you go, D2H. I'm a gay black female. All the excuses to play victim, but fuck that shit. Good for you. Look, everyone, but the biggest part of this, the biggest part of this is the quarantine and the stay at home. A lot of people, everyone has the ability to play the victim now, because you can't blame it on anything, or you can try. You can blame it on the government. People are blaming the government. You blame the government if they do. You blame the government if they close down the ports earlier, if they don't close down this, if they do this. You can't win. If you're the government, you can't win. You can't control. So it's easy just to look outside, look external. They're not letting me out. Oh, it's fake. And they go into the conspiracy theory rabbit holes. You know, the IQ of this country or this world is very questionable. And people that are watching YouTube videos for actual medical advice from someone who's obviously not a doctor, it's just asinine. I love it. The comments, as if I'm fucking talking from a doctor's perspective, like you're my patient. Get the fuck out of here. But freedom of speech. I don't mind if people comment. I just think it's funny and short-sighted and pretty much deaf to what the actual video is saying. But it's all good. I know you all understood. The people that actually matter in this community understood. Most of those were people that were probably new to finding my videos and it kicked up because I put Amberlynn in the title or something. It's all good. Ada, I think it is just dangerous for people who listen to you and happen to be struggling with living on psychotropic meds. Dangerous? To listen to me? What about playing Grand Theft Auto and like murdering people and running them over with cars, or about listening to fucking rap music? What about watching TLC? Or what about watching fucking The Biggest Loser and having fat people do box jumps? I think that's quite more dangerous than me giving a real common sense perspective on people leaning on medication without taking care of their actual health with things they can control, and not saying people should just go off their meds. I don't think it's dangerous at all. I think I made a lot of great points and I never told anyone to stop taking their meds, which is why it still got overwhelming positive feedback. A lot of things are dangerous in this world if you use it that way. You can kill someone with a piece of paper. You could. Does that mean paper is dangerous? It depends. A pit bull can be very dangerous. Pit bulls got a bad reputation. My sister, my family had like 4 pit bulls. They're amazing animals. They're adorable. And they're super cuddly. But if an intruder comes in, they're extremely fucking dangerous. So it's all perspective and context. Greg, if people would realize that they are the cause and solution to most of their problems, they would fix a lot of issues. True. And again, this has an asterisk when we start talking about medication, because, again, medication can have a very important role in a comprehensive wellness approach. Unfortunately, our country does not have a healthcare system. We have a sick care system in which pills are pushed well before, if ever, lifestyle issues are addressed. We have people that are mentioning, what those of you that are in the UK, and all these like stimulus meals and foods that are being sent. It's all boxed cereals and high sugar crap. You know, if you're getting sent a stimulus check for $1,000, how long is that going to last you if you're trying to buy quality foods? You're going to buy canned foods. You're going to buy subsidized government GMO corn. You're going to buy cereal. You're going to buy fucking grains and bread and just shit, equate milk, sugar, fucking garbage, vitamin supplement, MREs pretty much. You're going to be eating shit fucking food, and it's going to make the problem worse. You know, this is going to deepen the divide and make people so much more unhealthy. And the current mental state in the country is already piss poor, this is just adding to it. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not causing the problem. I'm not being dangerous. I'm bringing up some fucking reality that is not pretty to look at. It's not convenient. It's not convenient. Doesn't mean we don't look at the fucking truth just because it's not convenient, just because it's not pretty. The truth is the truth, whether or not it's glamorous to look at. We have to stop living in a fucking bubble. We have a virus ripping through our world. And who knows, in 3 years or 3 months, we might have one that's 1,000 times worse. And we're going to lose half the population. What about that? That's pretty dangerous too. So everyone needs to step up their shit. That's all I'm saying. People need more. And again, this goes back to the education system in this country and the world. We need to teach more critical thinking. We need to teach listening, not hearing. We need to teach actually how to fucking analyze a thought and how to deliberate coherently, rather than picking up on a sentence and then running with it. Like literally in the comments, no joke, people were talking about medication, like type 1 diabetes. They were defending their insulin medication. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? When the hell did I tell someone to stop taking their insulin? It's just, they skip ahead. They hear one part in one thing, right to the comments. And then they thumbs down the video and they leave. Okay. No problem. But that's not what I said. Dr. Swole, make these gains, call me in the morning. I will. A steak a day keeps the doctor away. Oh. Netpunk, I honestly think you give some really great health advice because you're always talking about meditation, which is good for you and dare I say necessary. I think it's absolutely necessary. I think it's absolutely necessary and essential. And I think that regardless of whether or not you're on medication, you should be meditating, you should be practicing, you should be strengthening your brain regardless. Because if you're on a medication and let's say that medication balances out you psychologically, let's say it's a wonder drug, great. Now you're at zero. You still have to strengthen your brain. You still need brain gains. It doesn't make you all knowing and you're going to handle every moment in your day with no anxiety and it doesn't mean that at all. People act like it's bringing them forward. It might bring you up maybe somewhat closer to a 0 point. What about getting to that 0 point? What about improving? Oh my God, dare I talk about improving and getting better? Dare I talk about self-improvement? Dare I say that you can challenge yourself and become better and learn things and just become a better, more resilient person? How dare I? That's exactly the fucking problem that I've been saying. That's exactly what I mentioned in the video. We have a comprehensive approach. We do not have of course we don't. If we have a comprehensive approach, we wouldn't need medication. We would put multi-billion dollar companies out of business. And they don't want that, do they? Smelly Cat, my own insurance plan wants to pay for endless medications before procedures that would eliminate those meds. How convenient is that? One procedure or a lifetime of meds? Which one's more profitable? Liam, I'm from the UK and I see one of the packs and I saw one of the packs and I noticed straight away boxed cereal and concentrated squash and bread. Scrolling down. Oh, you're looking at the dogs. Those are Papa Swolio's little, we call them shit dogs. She brings them in the office, leaves them here like a gift to me. She brings them in, looks at me. You like this sloppy, wet, cotton little fucking dog toy? She brings them in here, leaves them there, and then goes out. And then I'm walking out and I step on a wet thing. It goes, and it like squeaks in the middle of the night or when it's dark or I'm like turning off at night, turn off the lights. I go in the other room and I step it on the way out. My foot's all wet and shit. She's nasty boosh. She's nasty boosh. So we got a couple posts to go over. 48. Let's see here. Again, hashtag step up your shit. You want to see that on your wall? Hashtag step up yo shit. So make sure you go check out that video. I think you'll enjoy it. Or if you didn't watch today's YouTube video, you probably did. But yeah, I mean, if you understand what I was saying, drop a comment, drop some support. A lot of you did. But I answered a bunch of comments and I answered a bunch of them. Then I just pinned a post and it's like kind of sad that I have to clarify what I said in the video, but it's all good. It's all good. All right, here we go. This one is from Rebecca. So what up, Rebecca? Welcome to the Swole fam. This is from the Swolenormous X Swole fam community on swolenormousx.com. Hi there. My name is Rebecca. Hi, Rebecca. I am 24 years old and I'm a high school science teacher in the East Bay, California area. Yes, I do get mistaken for a student. Currently, our school is in distance learning mode, which leaves me with so much more time to improve and nail down the routines I want in my life. I am 5 foot 1 inch tall and currently about 130 pounds. I am not really interested in losing weight or drastically changing my body, but I know there are many ways in which I can improve. I have a history of starting a workout program, following it for about a year, and then quitting for a while. However, back in October, I found Papa Swole on YouTube and began a new routine, and I'm loving it more than ever. I joined the Swole community today to hopefully lock down the habit I have formed and keep it for more than a year. I am super excited for the brain gains, yoga, mobility, and nutrition. My goal is to remove the negativity from my life and really get back to my roots. I've been adrift for too long. Welcome to the fam. Good shit. Welcome, Rebecca. Welcome, 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 Beesh. This one's from Melissa. Melissa says, and this is again in the community forum. What's up, Melissa? Hey, everyone. Hello, Melissa. My name is Melissa. I am a 44-year-old mother and wife. My household consists of myself, my hubs, 2 kids, 16 and 6 years old, and my parents, 79 and 66. I've never been obese, but I've never lived a truly healthy lifestyle. I am currently about 5 foot 6 inches and 167 pounds. Not one to gravitate to exercise, except swimming. I've always been more lazy than not. I have also dealt with depression and anxiety my whole life, with the last year having some of the worst days I have ever experienced. It's time for a change. I know that getting my body healthy will also help my brain, which in turn will help all aspects of my being, and I'm tired of feeling shitty and hating looking in a mirror. I also plan on dragging my husband along. All right, listen to that. Listen to what Melissa is saying. I have also dealt with depression and anxiety my whole life, with the last year having some of the worst days I've experienced. She says it's time for a change. Now, I'm assuming, I don't know if she's on medication. I didn't ask her. This is just a post, okay? But it just goes to show what people are going through that have these issues, okay? It's time for a change. It's past time for a change. I know that getting my body healthy will also help my brain, which in turn will help all aspects of my being. And I'm tired of feeling shitty and hating looking in a mirror. So good for you, Melissa. And it just fits directly in line with what we were just talking about with mental health and the like. So, don't feel like you are going to get all the answers one way or the other. There are a lot of things on an individual level that can help or not help someone, which is why you need to be addressing your life. People don't want to say fitness is life. Well, health is life. Life is life. If you're not addressing all the areas of your life, you are going to miss things. You're going to miss important things. And the way the current world works and society works is we ignore certain things as being insignificant or not impacting mental health, physical health, like meditation. That's not common. It's not a common practice in the United States. It's hard enough for me to get people to fucking do yoga, let alone meditate. So imagine if everyone meditated, how much better people would be. Does it mean no more medication would exist? Of course not, you fucking morons. Of course not. However, it will mitigate a lot of issues that come from not having the tools and the strength. If you want to lift 50 pounds, you have to be strong enough to lift 50 pounds. If you need to lift 50 pounds, which many people do oftentimes, and you can't, then you're not going to be able to live functionally. You're going to need someone else to help you. You're dependent on someone else. You lose your independence, like wiping your ass when you're older or being too obese to move. Okay? If you don't have the skills and the tools, you're not going to be able to handle challenges that come your way, physical or mental. I'm not saying that meditation is going to solve bipolar disorder, but I speak to many people that suffer from depression issues and stuff, and meditation has helped them dramatically. We never even discuss whether or not they're off their medication because that's not even coming up into the conversation. It's about mitigating the need for ancillary drugs that aren't necessary except for filling in those gaps and complementing it. It's fine if you use it as a all-encompassing wellness program. That's fine. Customize your life and be okay with what you're doing. If you're not comfortable, if you're not comfortable discussing this, if you're not comfortable addressing the issue of needing to have an overall wellness approach, then you have some real fucking issues. You have some real fucking issues with your identity and your self-esteem because you're defining yourself as being broken because you're on drugs. Coffee's a drug. Drugs are drugs. Pharmaceuticals are drugs. We call them drugs, drug stores. Come on. Come on, fam. Take responsibility. It's fine. Do what works best for you. Do what works best for you. That's the message. I don't know how you disagree with that. I don't know how people don't understand that. How do you not agree with taking care of yourself? Because essentially that's what you're disagreeing with. if you disagree with what I just said. You're disagreeing with taking care of your body and doing what's best for you. I don't know how you individualize your life more than doing what's best for you. And if that is what's best for you, then do it. And percentages shall vary. Some people have severe mental issues. So their percentage and their attention and their need for medical intervention will increase. And we know that. There are many situations in which someone needs a lot more care and attention just to survive and just to function remotely normally. So we do the best we can. However, a lot of things are working against improving because pharmaceutical companies don't make money if you get better. If you eat better food, a lot of food companies don't make as much profit. If you think better, if you think clearer, a lot of things change. The power paradigm shifts in the world. You ever notice how much better you think when you're eating healthy, when you're meditating, when you practice yoga? You know, after that shavasana, when you have that clarity, or when you're meditating, you kind of hit that point where you're like, oh, and you just hit that zone. You don't really get there if you're filling your body with chemicals. You don't get there if you're punishing yourself with garbage TV, with garbage Netflix all the time. You don't get that if you're just eating candy and junk food all fucking day. You don't get that if you're stressed to the fucking gills all the time. You got to clean out your fucking shit. And I'll tell you, if you go into your brain and you start meditating, you uncover a lot of shit. You're going to feel these well-ups. I mean, how many of you, when you meditate, when you practice brain gains, you get those rushes sometimes of anxiety. You feel that coming, but then once you have the skill and the tools and the strength of mind, those brain gains, right? When you develop those skills, it takes practice. It takes practice to play the piano. It takes practice to be able to mitigate anxiety with meditation and so forth. If you don't have those skills, you're going to let it run your life. You're going to let it define you. You're going to let it just run you over and bulldoze you. And I don't want that for you because that means it's preventable. If you can mitigate or prevent a lot of these things, why not? Why not do it with meditation and yoga and mindfulness, right? And proper eating. Why not do the most that you can so you need medicinal intervention the least? Doesn't mean you're off of it. Doesn't mean you never use medications, but as little as possible. And only what you need based on how well you're taking care of your body, because it will benefit you. Taking care of your body will always benefit you. So with or without, take care of yourself. That's it. That's it. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Smelly Cat been making masks out of coffee filters and paper towels, which is actually clever. Does that work? Those homemade masks don't really work because they don't seal completely, right? That's a good one. That was a good one. Saw some other funny things in the comments. Greg Bender, it is basically the same way with the elimination diet. If you don't try every avenue possible, you may not be working on full capacity, so you may need meds, but he is just saying that diet and exercise may help replace. It can. Look, there are a lot of people in the Swole fam that have gone off medications or minimized it dramatically. Not everyone. A lot of you are probably taking something. All right. Don't stop. Fucking talk to your doctor. It's like the common sense. I mean, common sense, I know, is not common. You know, you're always talking to the stupidest person in the room. And that's what Alan always fucking says, right? You're always talking to the dumbest motherfucker. Yeah. Yeah, every once in a while, you make a video, you forget you're talking to fucking morons, and then, oh shit, that's right. So you don't dot every I and you don't spell it out for the 3-year-olds, and then, I take insulin. What? It's like when someone comes into a conversation, doesn't hear anything, they hear one word, and they walk up and they're like, oh, we're talking about this? and they say something, you're like, what are you talking about, bro? Where'd you come from? You weren't even part of this conversation when you're talking with a group of your friends, or you were, if you remember that. And then someone comes out of nowhere and just jumps into the conversation because they heard one sentence. And you're like, we're not even talking about that. Oh, here he comes again. Oh my God. Oh my God. Nicholas, with healthy diet and exercise, I haven't had an asthma attack in 20 years. I know it's not the same, but there seems to be causation. Cool. I mean, that's good. I'm glad you haven't. Yeah, it's definitely not the same. It's definitely not the, I mean, asthma is definitely not the same as bipolar or anything like that. But yeah, look, I mean, if you eat better, you take care of yourself, you're going to have less issues in general. That's why we're having a lot of higher rates of issues with COVID, with obesity and elderly people that have weaker immune systems, that have compromised immune systems. And look, when you're obese, like, it's just part of the gamut of things that can go wrong. There's a lot of different causes. Some things can happen genetically. A lot of things happen based on environment and what you expose yourself to all the time for years. Like if you're 40 years old, that's 40 years of you being exposed to certain things. If you're just thinking about, oh, wow, I can start eating healthy now, and you're in your 30s or 40s or 50s, oh, what's the elimination diet? And if you're 45, great, you're in the right place, but that's 45 years of eating who the fuck knows what, not being aware of how food can affect your body. 45 years, you're a mature adult male or female. Yeah, that's going to have a major impact on where your body is and your mind is, because your brain is developing off the fuel that you put in. And if you're eating sugar up until the point where you're 30 years old, throughout the entire development process of your brain, you've been fucking it with sugar. So there can be a lot of consequences from that. Some people react more heavily to certain things than others. Some people have major issues when they're a lot younger. There's a lot of stuff with genetics, and there's a lot of things. There's traumatic situations that might happen that had nothing to do with food. There's a lot of things that can lead to people are fucked up. People are fucked up. You don't have to defend your fucked upness. Everyone's got their own issues, but are you working hard to manage them, or are you just sucking down pills? That's the point. A lot of people just take pills and depend on the pills and don't do jack shit. And that's a huge part of what's weighing down society. People not taking responsibility, sucking down pills, making everything super fucking expensive. The healthy people are paying for the sick people. Look, I pay taxes. Where does that go? That goes to fucking feeding people or providing services for people that can't fucking move. That goes for medication. That goes for all these things that people have or deal with that are preventable. You know what I'm talking about. We have to stop that shit. And me making this podcast and making these videos, it's not going to put a fucking dent in it. A few of you are like, yeah, fuck yeah. Everyone else, you're wrong. Okay. And then no one else is going to see it because it's a little echo chamber, and YouTube and Google doesn't want people to see naughty words or whatever. Who knows? This will reach the people that it needs to reach. Everyone else will still most people won't change. Most people are going to just keep on going, sucking them down. Sucking down the pills. Honestly, right? You think anyone's going to stop taking pills because I made a YouTube video? Come on, man. If anything, people are going to take so much more. But I appreciate all of you. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. You ladies and you gentlemen are awesome. You're not wrong, Papa. The approach is hard. And that's what she said. Well, that's the thing. Look, here we go. That's another part of the point, is that wellness approach. So if you're going to do a comprehensive wellness approach for someone, right, Ada, I mean, everyone else too, what do you need to do? You need to spend time with someone as a healthcare practitioner. You need to figure shit out, individualized, right? You need to figure out individualized what that person is going through, what their triggers are, what their history is, all of it. The medical system does not have time for it. And if you do find someone who's practicing functional medicine or comprehensive wellness, chances are it's not covered by your insurance. And most people don't have any and we go through that fucking problem again. It might not be possible for some people. It might not be possible for some people to ever go off medication. It might be possible for many people too, at some point eventually, if they had that kind of approach from a complete wellness, functional medicine approach. But how many people will do that? How many people will ever know? How many people will be told this? How many people will actually hear, listen, and start implementing, not go off their meds? How many people would start implementing meditation after listening to this podcast? Maybe no one. Like, how many more people? I'm just doing my part with what I've seen, with what I've experienced, from the successes and the failures that I've seen from clients, from members, from all this, from family, personal. These are just things that I think, and these are things that I see. And guess what everyone else posts online? Things that they think and things that they see. What I'm not going to do is pander to what people feel comfortable talking about. What I'm not going to do is say things because people feel comfortable hearing those things. I'm not going to put my arm around someone's shoulder when they really need to get a slap across the fucking tits and stop being a lazy fuck and start doing something. So this message goes out for everyone, medication or not. Get off your fucking ass and do something. Step up your shit. I don't care what meds you're on. Fucking take care of yourself. And if you are too zonked out on medication to take care of yourself, I'm not even going to fucking say it. Like, that's the saddest fucking thing. Really, it is. If you're on so many fucking meds that you can't function to actually... Oh, stop. Ada, enough. Enough. What I'm saying could be misinterpreted. Sure, when I say nuts on chin, that could be misinterpreted too. He's actually going to put nuts on my chin. Everything could be misinterpreted. So I can't cover every single person's interpretation of everything that I fucking say. Enough. Of course what I'm saying could be misinterpreted. You take a sentence out of a 15 fucking minute video, of course it could be misinterpreted. It's called context. It's called context. I love you, Ada. I appreciate you commenting. Everything can be misinterpreted. That's arbitrary. You know, it's like that's one of the problems with research studies. If you look at one part of one study and one thing, and you cherry pick that one thing and you use it for an article or a blog in Newsweek, everyone's like, oh my God, this is bad, this is good, this is that. You look at the study, that study didn't say that. And that study was done with 20 people 15 years ago, and they were all over the age of 60, for example. And it's like, well, how accurate is that information? That's misinterpreted. That's a misinterpretation of data, of a study. So it's like everything can be misinterpreted. So for example, it's like, I fucking hate you when you look at me like that. So if you take out the second part of the sentence, I fucking hate you. He's so mean. Oh, when I look at him like that, maybe you're looking at me like this. And I don't like that. And I hate you when you look at me like that. It's the fastest thing I can think of. It's all good. It's all good. And at the same time, that being said, that being clarified, that being discussed, I am totally fine with you still fucking hating that video or disagreeing or whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. I think we know in this country, in this world, like, you'll never make a video, you'll never make content, you'll never make anything in which every single person that ever sees it will like. You'll never say something in which every single person everywhere will understand. It's just a fact. You'll never have everyone understand everything. Which is why, honestly, this is why I really love the podcast, because I'm also going to make videos like I did. I'm also going to make YouTube videos in which maybe my editing Look, I'm editing the videos. Maybe I clipped a part by accident when I was doing the edit because it fucking takes forever. Right? Maybe it takes fucking forever. It takes forever to edit a video. I'm exporting in 4K and I'm uploading this. And maybe I clipped a part that I said that would have been better for me to leave in because I know what I'm saying. You know, when you're making a video, for example, I know what I'm saying. In my head, I know the message that I'm delivering, but exactly how I say it when I look, it's like there's only so many times I can't sit there and watch a 15-minute video 15 fucking times and micro analyze it. So I can't protect every single misinterpretation. So sometimes I'll upload a video and even I'll watch it and be like, I didn't really like how I said that. I haven't even rewatched it. Maybe I wouldn't. Maybe I wouldn't like it exactly the way I said it, which is why I pinned the post and most people got it. And it's also okay. I don't mind offending some people. I don't mind it when people don't like something that I said. It's going to happen anyway. Most people got the message because the message was clear and very well clear enough. But if you watch one sentence or one part and you write a comment and then leave, you're not going to get the whole context. If you only watch one of my YouTube videos, you might be like, this guy's a dick. I'm sure that happens all the time. Nuts on chin. Who the fuck is this guy? Fuck this guy. Fuck this person. Okay, I'm sure a lot of people turn on one of my contents or one of my pieces like, this guy's full of himself. Look at this fucking idiot. Totally fine. Don't care. Not my audience. So either you do two choices. I pander and I try to make content that everyone's going to like and I go really green and I only say what I think people would approve of, or I make content the way I want to and who's going to like it and who responds to it and who gets the message will get it. And then I feel good with myself. I make the content I enjoy and then everyone else can fucking deal with it. Like everything else that people post. That's why there's a thumbs down button. You can use it if you want to. Most people don't. For sure, Mike. For sure. Mike Miller, everything you say is obviously your opinion. It won't hit the mark with everyone. If we don't agree, we need to be mature enough to disagree and move on with our day. Agreed. Well, what's also important is that you all, my audience, my people, my Swole fam, you understand the intent. I mean, it's hard to watch one video and get the complete breadth of someone's intent with their content. So if you are watching a lot of my videos regularly, you'll get, oh, this guy is trying to promote health. He's trying to promote yoga and meditation and wellness and not the bullshit fucking narrative that makes everyone a victim and that, oh, everything's out of your control and you can't do anything with your life and you're worthless. No, you can take control of your health. You just have to understand certain principles of how your body fucking works. We have to relearn how to learn. We have to relearn how to think. We have to undo. It's really hard to unlearn. I'm not trying to teach new shit. I'm trying to help you unlearn the mind fuckery that's been happening for decades, your entire life. Because I see it. I've been unlearning it and you're always unlearning. You hear something, nah, that's bullshit. You have to unlearn. You have to constantly try to stay neutral and stay green so you can make an actual objective decision. Yo, I love the editing. I love the editing. You know, editing helps you film. I mean, I love the editing part. It's very satisfying, but at the same time, it takes fucking forever. Try editing 4K video. Have fun with that. It takes a while. And I do a lot of content. Do a lot of fucking content. So every once in a while, you're going to have things that sneak through or that don't get quadruple checked. And then someone's like, hey, you said this. It's like, yeah, I did. Oh, well. It's just a whole nother thing when people are saying that I said something that I didn't. Whatever. They're going to notice how every single video I make has some kind of thumbs down, whether it's 4, whether it's 7, whether it's 7D, whether it's 700, doesn't matter. People are always going to dislike a video. It's a ton to learn, CG, for sure. I appreciate it, Jen. Thank you. Netpunk, I sent one of your vids to my dad and he loved it. Excellent. Annika Skulanda, y'all. Stupid question. With sets, do you do multi-exercise by exercise or go through the whole workout multiple times? So I'm clean. It was a question I had after, so I'm clear. With sets, do you multi-exercise by, it depends on what workout you're talking about. What I'm assuming you're saying is, do you do all the sets of one exercise before you move on to the next? I usually do, unless it's a superset. If it's a superset between 2 different exercises, or the workout actually explains to go vertical, you're talking about horizontal versus vertical loading. So for example, let's say if you have Let's say if you have a chest exercise, a back exercise, an arm exercise. If you go chest, back, arms, then you repeat chest, back, arms, like every single set, chest, a set for chest, and a set for back, and a set for arms. And you go a set for chest, you're doing your vertical loading. If you're doing horizontal loading, meaning you're doing chest, you're doing set 1 for chest, rest. Set 2 for chest, rest. Set 3 for chest, rest. Set 1 for back, rest. Set 2 for back, rest. That's more of a classic bodybuilding style approach, but I do like supersets. I like being a little bit more efficient with my workouts. At home is going to be different than when I go to a gym, but generally people don't, it depends on the workout, but a lot of people don't rest long enough. You really want to rest long enough to give your body 100% effort in the next set. So it depends on what you're really trying to accomplish. Agreed, Ellen. People misinterpret things all the time. Can't pander to them. Step up yo shit. Step up yo shit. Step up yo shit. Yeah, well, a lot of people did. A lot of people did, and that's for sure. Step up your shit and get off Pornhub. Good advice, Phil. Mike, I watched the Amberlynn Reed video. I didn't see anything out of the ordinary from your usual message of trying to promote health. Yeah, I know. Well, thank you, Cerny. I appreciate it. Well, that's why the podcast is important. That's why it's great to have this platform to talk a little bit more in depth about it. I could do the podcast. I used to do it on the Swole Enormous channel, but it's all right. That's why I create a wealth of different types of content with different lengths of messages and different lengths of discussion, because on a podcast like this, I can talk and explain a lot. And we do that a lot. Every time there's a video where it hits a note and people are like, meh, meh. So we explain it here. That's why the benefit, look, I can't talk about everything and every last nuance in every single video. So we discuss it more here, but it needs to get an attention. It needs to get your fucking attention. And here's the thing with the ALR video, it got attention. It got under some skin. Good. The more people that watch it, even people that get a little bit upset, the message will get out more and it'll hit the people that needs to hit. I think too many times people are watching shit and they're always getting their arm around their shoulder and it's not working. Lisa, I felt like the ALR video came across as more compassionate than other videos. I felt like he actually sounded concerned for people in her condition. I am. I've been literally saying every fucking day that I am frightened and super apprehensive about the mental health of people after the quarantine and after this kind of isolation. I've literally been talking about suicide. I've been talking about depression all the time here on the podcast. And even my other videos, I'm talking about the mental health all the time. Why do you think at every single video I've been talking about meditation? But meditation, we don't grow up with that in the United States. We don't grow up with that in the culture. So it's looked at as like, woo-woo. Oh, you're saying just meditation? If you are thinking that meditation is like, oh, if you just meditate, you're just gonna be all better. No, I didn't fucking say that, fucktard. But so many people drastically underestimate the power of meditation. And you don't know unless you do it regularly and you practice and you put effort into it. Then you'll understand how important it actually is and how much of a difference in your life it can make. I've had so many messages from people that join Swole Enormous X that do brain gains, and they message me and they say that their life has changed, that their interactions with their family and friends have like changed completely, and they feel like their whole life is different. That's amazing. That's what matters. And it doesn't mean that you're just going to erase any kind of chemical imbalance and that your genetics are going to change and you're never going to need medication again if you're already on it. Maybe you need it, fine. But it doesn't mean you can't invest in your health and take care of yourself. I think it's short-sighted. I think it's selfish if you don't. You can suckle off the medication teat, suckle off the healthcare teat and not put any effort in. We have too many people in this country that are just floating by without doing anything. And that has to fucking change. Liam, hey Papa, with core training, would you say only do one Swollen 7 per day? Or can your core handle quite a bit more than that without overtraining? Oh, you mean the Swollen 7 core? Yeah, you could do more than one. You could do more than one. You could string that together. Sure. You could do more than 7 minutes. You could repeat it once or twice. My best recommendation is if you're getting sore from one and you kind of get used to it, try 2. I mean, the worst thing that can happen is, oh my God, you felt it the next day, or you didn't want to complete the full second round of it. Yeah, it's totally fine. You know, you can build up a lot of endurance with abs and more frequency. Sure. Yeah, you could do more than one per day for sure. I mean, if you're doing Swollen 7 dumbbell, the Swollen 7 dumbbell, the titles say if they're total body or chest and back or chest and tries. So depending on what you're doing or what you're doing it for, you can definitely link a couple together for sure. Or you can repeat the round more than once. But I wouldn't recommend doing, let's say, 3 Swollen 7 dumbbells and then doing Scorched Earth or something later. That's way too much. So it depends on what your programming is. But if you're like, hey, I want to do something today, let me do a Swollen 7 band session. You can do 2 of those for sure. That's why a lot of the Swollen 7s are total body for at least the first few rounds, and then they get specific, and then they start breaking it down because a lot of people just want total body workouts, and then a lot of those like the bands, the dumbbell, and the kettlebell stuff that's coming, that's going to be more specific. Kettlebell's going to be a lot of total body, of course, but there's some super cool stuff that I want to release in the next week or two with the Swollen 7 kettlebell. It's going to be fire. 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 Let's see, Lisa, last comment, and then we'll give away this Swole card. Lisa Marie, some people seem to think it's all or nothing. If they can't get off medication completely, what's the point of trying it all? Even getting to a point where medication can be reduced is an accomplishment. I agree. I totally fucking agree. And again, if you go from just throwing out arbitrary numbers, 30 milligrams to 15, or 20 to 10, or 10 to 5, that's so good for you. It's so good for you. The less amount of help that you need and stuff like that, it's just so much more beneficial to you. It's probably gonna be better financially because you're not consuming as much medication. That can be very expensive. Maybe it's not covered by insurance. Maybe it is. Some of this shit can be exorbitant, but only based on what your medical practitioner says. Don't just do it yourself unless you're guided and you're told to and you're educated with your healthcare team that tells you how to wean down, off, or find that balance. That's why it's important to have a comprehensive wellness approach because all of it matters. Just looking at medication is like, okay, a sliver. What about the rest? Maybe that 10%, maybe that fucking sliver of medication is handling the rest of it. Kind of. But what about doing all the other pieces that in combination can make you fucking feel amazing, better than you ever have in your whole life? Come on, man, right? Come on. Step up your fucking shit. That's why the card says is, don't be a boosh. Step up your fucking shit. Let's give away this fucking Swole card. Goddamn jabrones. Let's give away this fucking Swole card. Let's do a water break first, right? Drop some eggplants and some gorillas in the comments. Let's get some eggplants and gorillas. Crack my back. Water break? Water break? Should we have a little water break? Or you just want to go right to the card? Right to the card? Water break? Water sucks. It really, really sucks. Water sucks. It really, really sucks. Here we go. Come on, kitty. Yes. Yes, good kitty. Good kitty. Yes, you good girl. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Dance time. Yeah, how about that? How about that for some fucking visual meds right there? If you're depressed right now, this will fix it. Oh, come at me, bro. Come at me, bruh. Come at me, bruh. Yeah, get all up in that shit. You like that? How many of you are depressed right now? Really? None of you. That's just too good. It's too good. I love you all. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. You all, really good discussion today. I appreciate everyone's feedback. Whether you agree or not agree or whatever I said, good for you. I'm glad that you have your opinion and you're sticking to it. And you're taking care of yourself. So, hashtag step up your shit. Let's give away this fucking... Oh, I got it burping. This fucking Swole card I'm about to throw up my mouth. Jessica DeMarco, what's up, girl?
Congratulations!
Look at you. Congratulations. Congratulations, Jessica DiMarco. Thank you so much for playing, Beaches. Everyone say congratulations or congratulation to Jessica. Congratulations. Step up, yo shit. This is Swole card 14 Squirty 5. Aw, Diana, I'm depressed because this live is about to end. Don't be sad. Don't be sad, because tomorrow you'll be glad. We'll be back for Swole Saturday, and we got Sunday Fun Day Q&A-ness, the Ask Papa Swole live on Sunday, and we're all... I can't believe it's already fucking Monday. Coming up in the accountability meeting for the new releases. Like I said, brand new Swolga. What? It's coming out. So you guys can dig into that. So send us an email. Step up your shit. 1435 Swole card for you, Jessica. Love you. Thank you so much for playing. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining me for episode 1435 of the Most Muscular Swolecast, Beardcast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleevescast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. I'll see you tomorrow for 1436. Peace, McGeese. Deuce, Magoose. Yeah, boy. Papa Swolio. Out.